Welcome to my boxing journey, which resides here at Real Boxing Club in Valrico, Florida. I am being taught by the best in the game, the one and only himself, Coach Vlad, who has just recently opened up this gym, recently just landed in the United States of America to plant his Olympic seed, his Olympic track record here in Florida. He has came from Russia, training Olympians over there. Now he is transferring the knowledge and information that he possesses on to the individuals who step right into this gym. And you know that's exactly where I am. Once a week, learning as much as I can. I love to learn. He loves to teach. He understands what it takes to be a boxer, from awareness, from cardio, from discipline, from understanding how to endure your own mental pain. Because, like he said today, if you cannot win the battle up here, you will never be able to win the battle in the ring. Today was working on awareness. I actually juggled for the first time in my entire life today. We did a lot of multitasking. If you can multitask while you're jumping on the ball, do you think it will be easier or harder to be able to throw those same combinations while you're on a flat surface? The more load you put on your mind and body outside of the ring, the easier it will be inside of the ring. And that's where he comes in to push yourself as hard as you can. We started off with jump roping, then we went ahead and pretty much did tons of body work today. We worked on the ball for a handful of the time here in practice today, just jumping on the ball, which was extreme cardio. I was gassed early in the practice because that pretty much did not stop. Those times when you just jumped on the ball was theoretically your break in between jumping on the ball and throwing combos, then dropping down to do push-ups. After that, we worked on abs, which is vital for boxing, because if someone hits you in your core and you cannot take a punch, you're going down. There's no point even stepping in the ring. Then we ended off with some stretching for our legs. If you're light on your legs, it's easier to continuously bounce around, go be swift in the ring. And then we finished bag work. Today was another strenuous day of pushing yourself beyond the mental and physical limits you think you have, and Coach Vlad is the one to push you outside of your comfort zone to have your best results in the ring. You cannot tell, I truly love it here, and I'm going to continuously try my best to keep coming once a week. And who knows how far once a week in this gym can take me, and there's only one way to find out: by continuously going. I will see you here next week to see what we did and how I managed next class. Okay, I just finished the month 4, week 2 here with Coach Vlad. Today was another cardiovascular intensive class. For 2/3 of today's class, we worked on with the medicine balls. In the beginning, we did several laps around the gym, working on our footwork, working on technique with the ball. While we're working on our footwork, what I really love about Coach Vlad is he knows how to maximize multitasking. He loves to have your brain stimulated in multiple different areas at the same time. So when it comes down to only having to focus on one thing, it makes it tremendously easy. After the laps, we went to having the medicine balls in the air, whether that be throwing both of them up at the same time, whether that be running around them to get the dizzy stunned effect, which is great direct translation to in the ring. If you get stunned and you start to get dizzy, you need to be able to find your composure again before your opponent capitalizes on your lack of awareness at the current moment. So Coach Vlad loves to teach multitasking, loves to teach real world experience, and he knows how to push you. I was exhausted today nonstop. And then on top of those two things, we ended with advanced bag work. Today, I pretty much couldn't necessarily do too much of the combos that he was teaching because of my lack of footwork. My footwork needs to be worked on tremendously, which is something that I theoretically already knew, but it was highlighted tremendously today. So I put my ego to the side and worked on what I needed to work on within the combos slowly. Instead of having a big ego and trying to hit the bag, I worked tremendously in my footwork because I felt that my feet weren't where they needed to be. And what I'm noticing is I'm either too bouncy or I'm too planted. So I took it slow to work on the combos. As I progressed throughout class, I was able to pick up the speed just a tad bit, but nowhere where I need to be if I wanted to utilize it in ring. But that's why I'm glad to be able to look up and have Coach Vlad to look up, to have great counter partners who have been working with him for a long time, to be able to mimic them, mimic him, and just have and learn in a great learning environment. Coach Vlad really knows what he's doing inside, and I'm so glad to be here at least once a week. I will see you next week to see what I do and how I manage. Okay, I'm wrapping up week 3 here with Coach Vlad. Today we started with cardio, jump roping to get our blood flowing, our heart racing, and then we went over to body movements. We worked on flexibility, mobility, and of course what he loves, multitasking. And you know, the top priority of me within my boxing career is footwork. So primarily in the beginning, we worked on footwork. We worked on the basics, going forward, going backwards, going left, going right, and then he continuously amplified the progression each step of the way, adding a different cue. And what did it highlight to me? That I need to work on my footwork even further. My going to left is getting much better. My going to right, it needs to be worked on, but I am glad to see the progression on at least one side of my body. I'm still crossing, going to the right. So that is something that's going to be undoubtedly worked on. I need to pivot a little faster. That was something that was also highlighted. I need to work on my slips a little bit more. That was also highlighted today. And then after working on specific boxing technique, we went over to what I like to say, Coach Vlad understanding that to be a professional boxer, you need to be a well-rounded professional athlete. What does that mean? Working on mobility and flexibility. We're working on advanced push-ups, doing a push-up and then clapping, doing a push-up, then throwing your 1-2 and landing back into your push-up position. That works on so many multitasking skills, that works on so many body or movement skills at once. Calisthenics. I love Coach Vlad for understanding that to be a better boxer in the ring, you have to be a better, well-rounded athlete in every area of your life, even going down to flexibility, which what we hit next, working on our butterfly pose, which opens up your hips. What does that lead to? That leads to better footwork. That leads to better balance and stability. I love Coach Vlad for hitting so many different areas of our body. And then after that, we worked on some stretching, even further flexibility, going our straight legs, crossing our body, working on so many different multitasking and flexibility skills. After that, after a pretty much entire workout, what do? We go to the bag and give it our all for 20 to 30 to 40 seconds. And listening to it and saying it, oh, 20 seconds is not bad. But after an entire session, your stamina is low. How does your body actions take place? How well of a boxer are you? Not in round 1, not in round 2, not in round 3 when your stamina is high. What does your body look like? How does your mind work in round 9 and round 10? Coach Vlad understands the mental behind the physical in boxing. So 20, 30 seconds each round. 20 seconds I barely made it through. 30 seconds it got hard, and 40 seconds, those last 10 seconds, I really had to fight the mental battle within. And what made it easier to fight that mental battle is the community that Coach Vlad has built here. We have Gio, we have Jack, and we have Sammy. He is pouring so much good energy and knowledge into them that it spreads to everyone else in the community. After going a complete session and I'm barely getting through this 20-30 second session, to see them go through the same workout and be able to hit this bag with pristine technique just continues to motivate me beyond Coach Vlad trying to motivate me to do my best. To know that if you follow the professionals like Coach Vlad, you will become the best. Whether you have 5 times availability to walk into this gym, or someone like myself who only has 1 day, you know undoubtedly once you leave this gym, you are on your way to a professional boxer, or at least someone who can protect themselves and everyone around you. After the mobility, after going and giving it to your all on the bag, what does he do? Continues to work on beyond the physical. We had a small meditation session trying to figure out how many seconds have passed since he started the timer. I love Coach Vlad for implementing meditation, something that I am so passionate about, into a physical demanding sport such as boxing. That really made me so happy to see that implemented within a session. And then after that, we ended with abs. I love it here. If you can't tell, if I haven't said it enough, I love it here. And you will see me here at least once a week as long as I'm able to. I will see you next week for the final week within this month to see what we do and how much progress I made. Okay, I just wrapped up month 4 here with Coach Vlad, and I have to say I have not missed a week. I've been coming consecutively, even though it's only been once a week, every week for the last 4 months. And I have to say, Coach Vlad has not taught the same class twice. There has been something that I've learned every single class, something new. I'm always improving on what I already know and then learning further. Today we were led by the one and only Gio with a nice cardio warm up. Then we went to the jump rope. Right after that, we worked on our shadow boxing with and without the dumbbells. And this class was the first class I've ever really felt confident with my punches. I'm so proud of that. I felt very confident in my combos, although they're nowhere at all where they need to be a professional, an amateur boxer. However, for my personal journey, I can see the combos starting to come together. I can see my footwork getting better. We worked on the shadow boxing with the dumbbells and then without the dumbbells. When you take the dumbbells out, your hands are lightning fast. He understands simulative boxing because right after we went to footwork, and you know that's one I am really working on. We worked on trying to step each other's toes, trying to tap each other's knees, trying to tap each other's shoulders, trying to tap each other's hands. This was probably the most funnest exercise for me today, especially trying to step on each other's toes. Very stimulatory towards real boxing because if I can tap your shoulder, then that means I probably can tap your chin in the ring. If you can tap my shoulder, that means you can probably tap my chin in the ring. So very stimulatory. It's still a great concept grasper when you are in a gym trying to step in each other's toes. And for me, honestly, it was just super fun, you know, switching my stance, trying to go right and then go in to step on the toe. Very stimulatory. If you can't do that, then I don't understand how you would think you could do it in the ring. And then after that, we went on to some bag work. I love that coach always normally does the bag work a little later into the class when you're exhausted to really put your technique to its test. And although I did get exhausted, I was very proud of the combos I was able to make while being exhausted. Nowhere near where it needs to be a professional, but for my personal journey, it is phenomenal. This has genuinely been the biggest confidence boosting class I've had, even with my jabs, even just my body understanding that I punch. I know how to throw combos. I know how to weave. I know how to step. Now it's just about improving on it. I'm so glad I'm in that space where it's not a lack of knowledge, but more a building on what Coach Vlad is instilling. And then we went on to have a circuit towards the end. My shirt is completely drenched from top to bottom, even seeking into my pants because Coach Vlad does not play around. I am so honored and blessed to be being taught by the absolute best in the boxing business. I will continue my journey here at least once a week. Stay tuned for next month's video and how Coach Vlad has molded and shaped me into a professional boxer. All his contact information will be in the description below. His Instagram is Real Boxing Club on Instagram. If you really want to expand yourself and your boxing career beyond what you could have ever imagined, or if you just want to be able to defend yourself and those around you, step foot into this gym and I promise you, you will be a confident individual. I will see you all next month for my update. Enjoy the rest of your day.